Today, we're going to look at the 10 smartest ways wrestlers won matches, starting with number 10, The Rock and Mankind. The Rock and Mankind had one of the most legendary rivalries in the business during the Attitude Era. After finally winning his first WWE Championship from The Rock on the first Raw of 1999, Mankind was challenged to an I Quit match at the Royal Rumble for the title in a rematch. This match ended up being one for the ages, where the two men brawled for 30 minutes all over the arena, with the single purpose being to completely destroy the other, which The Rock ultimately did. After he was handcuffed, Mankind took more unprotected chair shots to the head, more than any normal man could handle, and he just passed out on the entrance ramp. There, The Rock would put a mic in Mankind's unconscious face and played a pre-recording of him uttering the words "I quit," which was sufficient enough for the referee to ring the bell and award the win to The Rock to regain his championship. That was smart and quick thinking, because Mankind never said those two words. The two would have a rematch where Mankind decided to use his intelligence to win this time around, and at the halftime heat match, Mankind pinned The Rock with the forklift, making it impossible for him to kick out. These were two genius moves done by two of the smartest legends in the business. Number 9, the Bella Twins. During their decade-long careers in the WWE, the Bella Twins made history. They played an important role in the Women's Revolution, and Nikki Bella became the longest reigning Divas champion in history. On top of that, they also became the first ever twins to appear in the company. The two took advantage of this and often used to swap places during the matches in order to gain an advantage. Such was the case even in their debut when Brie Bella took on Victoria during the August 29th edition of SmackDown in 2008. After getting hit in the gut during the match, Brie rolled out of the ring and went under the ring, only to swap places with Nikki, who was sporting the same attire and look as her. Victoria and the ref never saw a thing, and before they realized it, Nikki was now in the ring and had pinned her opponent and won the match for her twin sister. The sisters were eventually caught, but nevertheless, it is still a tactic they used a few times when it was necessary. Well played, Bella Twins, well played. Number 8, Bret Hart. Bret Hart was in a difficult situation in 1997 when he was wrestling The Undertaker in a match at SummerSlam for the WWE title. The problem with this match is that none other than his arch nemesis, Shawn Michaels, was the guest referee. The rules of the match stated that if Hart failed to win, or if Michaels made him lose on purpose, that they would never wrestle in America ever again. At this point, Shawn Michaels was knocked down, which allowed Hart to grab a chair and hit The Undertaker in the head with it. After getting up, Shawn Michaels confronted Bret Hart about the chair in the ring, and that's when Bret Hart insulted him. Hart saw the perfect opportunity to have his rival help him win, and he spat in Shawn Michaels' face, and this infuriated Shawn Michaels, who attempted to hit Bret Hart with the chair, but Hart at the last second ducked, leading to the chair shot to The Undertaker. Bret Hart then covered the dead man, and Michaels had to make the pin. 1, 2, 3, and Bret Hart was the new champion. He's just not the best there ever was to do this, but he's also one of the smartest to ever do wrestling. Number 7, Bayley. In 2020, history was made when Bayley had to defend her SmackDown Women's Championship against Naomi during the Super Showdown event held in Saudi Arabia, making this the first women's world title defense in the country. Following a request by Saudi Arabia, the women who performed during the show had to wear t-shirts during their matches, and Bayley, being the bad guy here, used this to her advantage by trapping Naomi in a submission move and using her shirt to lock her legs in an uncomfortable position. Being unable to move, Naomi was hit with the finisher, and the role model retained her title. Number 6, The Miz. The rules of professional wrestling state that a champion cannot lose his belt by countout or DQ when defending it. This rule has been used many times since its introduction, mostly by arrogant heel champs, but was also recently used by The Miz when on the March 2nd, 2021 edition of Raw, the A-lister was booked to defend his WWE Championship against Bobby Lashley. The two already began a promo where The Miz would be afraid of losing his precious title to the Almighty. Because of this, once the bell rung, the champion rolled out of the ring immediately, got his title, and started running away as far as possible and as fast as possible away from the ring. Lashley remained in the ring, got the win, but obviously he didn't win the title. The next week, The Miz was forced to have a rematch, this time around a lumberjack match, which means the ring was surrounded by superstars who would prevent him from exiting the match, and then he lost his title. Number 5, the New Age Outlaws. WWE Tag Team Champions, the New Age Outlaws, defended their titles in a triple threat tag team team match against the Disciples of Apocalypse and LOD on the June 8th edition of Raw in 1998. The rules in such a match state that only 2 out of the 6 men competing can be in the ring at the same time. The thing that made this match special was the fact that during the match, 2 members of the same team found themselves to be the legal men in the ring. The New Age Outlaws were confused when they realized what had happened, but hastily capitalized on the occasion and Billy Gunn pinned Road Dogg. So even though one of them lost the match, the other one won it and they both retained the titles. It was a smart move by the New Age Outlaws. Number 4, Randy Orton. Even though the pay-per-view is called No Way Out, Randy Orton sure did find a way to retain his WWE Championship in 2008 when taking on John Cena. Talking about the champion's advantage, 15 minutes into their match, after realizing that John Cena was dominating him and he might lose the title, Randy Orton pulled one of the smartest moves in WWE history out of nowhere. He turned around and he slapped the referee in the face, resulting in him losing the match via disqualification, but he still retained the title, and this infuriated John Cena, who attacked him afterwards, but ultimately it was worth it since Randy Orton remained as the WWE Champion. Number 3, Edge. Edge and Christian are one of the most loved tag teams of all time, but it all went south for them in 2001 when Christian turned on Edge by attacking him after the jealousy got the better of him after seeing Edge lift the King of the Ring trophy. This led to a number of great matches, one of which being a steel cage match at that year's Rebellion event for Edge's IC Championship. Towards the end of the match, after realizing that Christian was close to escaping, Edge quickly dragged his opponent's legs through the steel cage and used his wrist tape to tie Christian's legs together, which gave him enough time to climb the structure and escape it, winning and retaining his title. Number 2, R-Truth. One of the smartest but also funniest entries on this list happened on the August 27th edition of Raw when R-Truth took on Daniel Bryan. During their match, R-Truth realized that Daniel Bryan had an obsession with the fans and with them disagreeing with his no chance by chanting yes. After throwing Bryan out of the ring, Truth grabbed a microphone from the announcer's table and instructed the fans to chant yes as loud as they could, and this pissed off Daniel Bryan, who made it his mission to yell no back to the fans. After getting involved with one of them, which happened to be the Brock Lesnar guy, Bryan completely forgot about the match and the referee counted him out, giving R-Truth the win. Number 1, Carmella. The last entry is possibly the smartest one at the Money in the Bank event in 2017. The first ever Money in the Bank women's ladder match happened, and the ending shocked everyone. Towards the end, it seemed like Becky was going to win it all, but while she was on top of the ladder, James Ellsworth, who was Carmella's manager at the time, got in the ring, knocked Lynch off the ladder, and climbed it himself to grab the briefcase in Carmella's name. He threw it to Carmella, she caught it, the crowd could be heard booing, and the refs were confused, but at the end of the day, she technically won. Safe to say, this was a wise move from James Ellsworth and Carmella. Anyways, that is it for the video, guys. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.